Even though God has a plan, a purpose, and a destiny for our life, it is totally up to us whether we're going to fulfill it or totally ignore it. The Bible says in the book of Acts chapter 13 verse 36, and it says, after David had done the will of God in his own generation, he died and was buried with his ancestors. I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty awesome testimony. I would like for that to be said about me. When I die on my tombstone, I'd love to have it written, Terry lived and died doing the plan and the purpose of God in his life and his generation. And I think that should be our prayer, to desire to do what God destined for us to do. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 11, the Bible says, God made everything beautiful for its own time. And it says, He's planted eternity in the human heart. Meaning, not only do we know that there is more to life than just living, but there is this sense of restlessness. I'll say it again. There's a sense of restlessness, a sense of emptiness until we do something that has eternal significance. When it comes to God, there's no such thing as a small purpose or a big purpose. Every single thing that is done for God is of significance. Every little act, that small little decision you make in your college to do something to stand up for God, that's significant in the eyes of God. God does not underwrite anything as a small thing. Anything we do for eternity, anything we do for the purposes of God has great value. To the point that God says in His words, if you were to give someone a glass of cold water in my name, I'm going to make sure you get your reward, God says. And if you took so much concern in a glass of cold water, I tell you, He takes greater pride when you stand up for your faith in your college. When you stand up in your business and say, I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that He will save you. I believe that He's got a purpose and a plan for your life. When children of God stand up for the destiny that God has placed in their life, it brings Him so much joy. Divine destiny is eternal, not temporal. We got to stop living in the now and thinking about what God has in the grand scheme of things in eternity. Divine destiny brings eternal fulfillment. Whatever you do in regards to the purpose of God, there is absolutely no regrets. And I tell people this all the time. It's not a matter of how long you live here on earth that defines who you are. It is how purposeful you live in the short time that you do have here that defines who you are. I want the words of C.T. Studd to ring in your hearts. The words that he penned down in this poem, he said, only one life, yes, only one. Now let me say, thy will be done. And when at last I hear the call, I know I'll say it was worth it all. Only one life, it'll soon be past. Only what's done for Christ will last.